Humanitarian assistance, disaster relief. We are the strike group assigned to provide that support when called upon. When hurricane season starts, we interface with fleet forces, with the Marine Corps, and go through things that we would need to do. There's gear that's actually pre-positioned in Norfolk. They check on the readiness of that. It's not us bringing in a whole bunch of supplies. What we bring in is capability. On board this ship, we have a number of heavy lift helicopters. We have boats. We have road clearance equipment that Seabees operate. The government of Haiti would say, hey, we think we need some help. This is a little overwhelming for the NGOs here and for our government. And so that request goes over to the USAID organization, who then interfaces with us and say, hey, we need your capability down here to move the aid we have coming into the country until we can build up our infrastructure to get it moving. For instance, we can produce water. You have power generation capability, but primarily it's that lift in the helicopters and the boats that we have to get supplies out into the interior. The storm came through the southwest peninsula where it impacted there. Very remote areas. We flew through the mountains. A lot of devastation. Some low-lying villages that were near rivers were flooded out. The roads are being cleared by the UN team, and we're heading into the airfields and teaming up with the NGOs as they move supplies from the airfields out. They don't have the heavy lift helicopters we have. We can carry, with our CH-53s, 10,000 pounds of stuff at a crack. They're operating much smaller helicopters, and so it's actually a good team. They can get into some small areas, and we bring in lots of supplies into fixed positions. Right now, that's working pretty well as we team up with the NGOs. They have a pretty big infrastructure. It just takes them a little while to get it going. Where we're ready, you're a little bit taken aback by the suffering that's going on. The feeling is, okay, what else can we do? What more can we do to help these people? We were out dropping some supplies off on the South Coast yesterday, and I went out. We were bringing some cholera kits and some cholera beds out, and there was a young woman there who worked, I believe it was for the World Health Organization, and she's been in Haiti for 4 years helping these people out. And she was just elated to see us, very happy. Before she was in Haiti, she was in the South Sudan. So, I mean, there's people with a real calling. Yeah, it is a good feeling when you see people like that on the ground, and that's why I say, hey, what else can we do? What more can we do to help these people?
The direct hit taken by Matthew in Haiti is sure to be devastating. They're still suffering from the earthquake several years ago.
And some local members of the military are headed that way to help if needed to speed up that recovery process. 10 of your side's Deanna LeBlanc has more from Naval Station Norfolk.
It's certainly been a busy day here at the pier as all of the supplies got loaded up onto the aircraft carrier. And a lot of these pilots and sailors just got the call yesterday that they had to get on board. By later tonight, they'll be well out to sea. Pallet by pallet, thousands of supplies are loaded onto the USS George Washington.
Food, water, medical supplies, really just whatever is needed in a disaster situation, we're bringing that on board.
From cots to hard hats, even thousands of cans of insect repellent. The crew is readying to help.
Yeah, we have a full service hospital on board. We've got a surgeon, we've got petty officers who are specialists in medicine. We've got we can turn actually the hangar bay into a triage unit.
The GW originally going to sea for a 3-week training, but now the mission could become very real.
It's all worth it. It's all good. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. The crew knows, my division knows that that's why we serve.
Once out to sea, the ships will be joined by helicopters that could fly supplies to places like Haiti. So far, 2 other ships, the USS Mesa Verde and the USNS Comfort, a hospital ship, are also heading that way. So why an aircraft carrier?
An aircraft carrier has an incredible capacity for making fresh water, and in a disaster situation, that's vital.
The ship can turn salt water into 400,000 gallons of fresh water every day. While anchoring this massive ship off a foreign coast may sometimes be a show of force, this time the message is quite different.
In a situation like that, is parked 12 miles off the shore, it sends a message that America cares and America is here to help.
The crew doesn't know how long they'll be gone. They've been told it could be as long as 8 weeks, and they still don't quite know where they'll go. That's all in the hands of Mother Nature.
Good evening, and we begin tonight with the monster hurricane and its deadly impact already. And tonight, up and down the East Coast, authorities are already warning Americans to prepare for possible mass evacuations. Look at the size of this storm on satellite at this hour. Tonight, a direct hit in Haiti, slamming ashore at 145 miles per hour. Hurricane Matthew was a Category 4, a massive amount of rain. Rivers of mud filling the streets, people trying to get to higher ground. And tonight, the new track just in, showing the hurricane coming even closer to the American shoreline from Miami up through Charleston, Wilmington, Norfolk to New York City. Meteorologist Ginger Z is standing by with the timing of it all, but we begin tonight with ABC's Lindsay Davis in Haiti.
Tonight, the most powerful hurricane to hit Haiti in more than 50 years is causing chaos and panic.
This is Matthew! Pray! Pray for us! We are right in it right now!
Matthew made landfall in western Haiti just after 7 a.m. with winds of 145 miles per hour. The Category 4 storm now 700 miles across, but traveling slowly at just 9 miles per hour. Winds continue howling across the island, and the rain devastating. At least 7 have been killed in the region. This man making the dangerous decision to cross raging floodwaters. This bridge connecting the southern part of the island to the capital city collapsed, while this river threatens to destroy yet another of the few bridges leading to Port-au-Prince.
You can see the river absolutely raging. It's already 15 feet higher from where it would normally be, and still it continues to rise. Concern is so great that police have closed down this bridge, so people who are in this village are unable to make it to Port-au-Prince by car.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, ill-equipped to face a major hurricane. Residents here still reeling from the 2010 earthquake.
After the earthquake, thousands of people built their homes here on this hillside. They have no running water, no electricity. The real concern now with all this rain, mudslides.
Another danger, tornadoes like this one, caught on camera east of here in the Dominican Republic. Matthew's wrath is now being felt in Cuba as it tracks north. This man says the waves were so loud they woke him up. The storm surge has already destroyed this home.
David, Matthew continues to wreak havoc here in western Haiti, the hardest hit part of this island nation. This down tree tells the story of the sheer power of the hurricane. It's going to take at least a week to restore electricity to this area.
Lindsay Davis leading us off from Haiti. Lindsay, thanks.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, denuded, devastated by another natural disaster. Initial reports were of flooding and destruction, brown torrents of water that had washed homes and villages from the landscape. But only now, 3 days after Matthew, are we getting a clear picture of what the aid agencies are facing. From initial estimates of 5 dead, the count is now 300 and rising.
A lot of rain and the wind continued to intensify. And by between 6 and 7:30, it was the worst. Then we thought it was over and everybody came out. Then they spent about an hour. Then it started over again and it was the worst part.
The eye of the storm crossed to the southernmost tip of the peninsula and through the city of Jeremy. 1 million people are affected. There are reports at least 80% of the homes are destroyed. They predict more bodies will appear as the waters recede. The UN says the biggest challenge will be restoring clean water and sanitation. Haiti was already in the grip of a cholera epidemic, which has killed over 10,000 people since 2010. And in this environment, with sewage canals inundated, disease will spread.
I need help. I need to go back home with my kids because my son has a fever. I don't know why he gave him the fever, so I need some help. I need to go home.
With bridges damaged and many roads still impassable, the relief effort has been badly hampered. The Red Cross say they're caring for some 38,000 people in shelters, with more arriving. This aid worker says they don't have enough water. We can't help the people, he said. There's no food. The US Navy is responding. They've deployed 9 helicopters to lift supplies. But with Matthew still barreling north, now taunting the eastern seaboard of the United States, the danger is Haiti will be overlooked at a time when the need is most acute. Christian Fraser, BBC News.
The USS Kearsarge, a U.S. Navy helicopter carrier built to transport troops to combat. But these days, it's serving a different purpose. It has taken anchor off the coast of Haiti to provide assistance after the 4 devastating hurricanes that hit in the past month. Severe floods and landslides mean relief supplies can be delivered only by boat or helicopter.
We bring the fact that we can, we have the 6 heavy lift helicopters on board. We have the 2 Mike boats, LCMs and LCU, which allows us to bring a lot of tons and tons of stores, food, supplies to a lot of remote areas that you can't reach any other way.
In these boxes, food provided by U.S. aid and by the UN World Food Program.
Right now what they're doing is loading up water bottles. We picked up lots of 2.5-gallon water bags, and they stay up all night filling these up, and then we bring them down in the morning, load the boats, and take them to wherever their destination is.
The ship's purifying plant produces 200,000 gallons of water per day. When the hurricanes struck, the USS Kearsarge was already out at sea on a humanitarian mission. The Navy planned to deliver these supplies throughout the Caribbean.
Well, we had it for the humanitarian assistance mission we were on before we came to do the disaster relief in Haiti was called Continuing Promise. There were 6 countries, Nicaragua, Colombia, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana. We were all going to go there, and there were certain pre-planned projects that we were going to do.
The humanitarian mission includes providing medical services in this onboard hospital.
And then this is my intensive care unit. We have a 14-bed ICU. Each bed will have cardiac monitoring, oxygen suction. These 14 beds make us bigger than about 10 to 15% of the hospitals in the United States.
The USS Kearsarge is playing a key role in the Haiti relief effort, but the U.S. has been criticized for not sending more aid to its impoverished neighbor during one of the worst hurricane seasons in history.
U.S. soldiers and Haitian police hand out aid in the hurricane-devastated town of Jeremy. Hundreds of thousands of people in Haiti's southern peninsula are in need of humanitarian assistance, and the U.S. military has been deployed to help.
We've moved about 60,000 pounds so far in 2 days of soybeans, beans, rice, oil.
From New Jersey's McGuire Air Base, it took 5 hours for the Air Force's 621st Contingent Response Wing to reach Haiti. Their mission, establish an airfield in Port-au-Prince, the capital, and help load humanitarian aid onto Army and Marine helicopters, who are tasked with flying the cargo out to the most impacted areas. It's a grueling mission with long hours. Soldiers here are constantly fighting off heat exhaustion from the Caribbean sun.
I believe you can place us in the most austere environments, whether it's hot or extremely cold. I think we're here to get the mission done. That's our main job.
The items being delivered are mainly from USAID, who has a goal of delivering 480 tons of aid before the mission ends. Its aid residents of Jeremy are now dependent on. We don't have money, we don't have water, we don't have food, we don't have anything here for any of us, he said. Vital was in Jeremy when the hurricane came roaring through. I was scared for my life. I saw houses flying everywhere, and the metal roofs were flying around. I was afraid it would cut or break my legs, he said.
The presence of foreign soldiers on Haitian soil has always been a contentious issue for the Haitian people. In previous years, they've protested the presence of UN peacekeepers after they were found responsible for bringing cholera to the island. But the U.S. military says their mission here is purely humanitarian. They are here at the request of the Haitian government, and they are only ordered to be here for 30 days, though I've spoken with soldiers who say they are ready and willing to stay as long as necessary. For CBS News in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, I'm Alex Penna.